Well, welcome to Speaking of Horses. I'm your host, Wayne Williams, and we're ready to go right here with some of the great stories from the horse industry. So join us as we get ready to go Speaking of Horses right here on this station. Well, hey, welcome to Speaking of Horses, and today we are talking with the co-founder of the Equus Film Festival, going on again this year, the fall event in New York, this time moving into Brooklyn. And Diana Rosa is my guest. She's co-organizer of the event. So, Diana, welcome, and tell us a little bit about what's planned this weekend as we speak.
Well, we've got 4 days of wonderful activities. We start on Thursday night at the Wild Horses of Stable Island Gallery, where we're going to do the welcome gathering. And what I love about the welcome gathering is that we have so many filmmakers, authors, and artists from across the United States and across the world that come together to mingle and get to meet before the actual Equus Film Festival kicks off. And we've got people from Australia coming, from England. I mean, it's a wide audience that's going to be here. And so many, I can't believe how many are coming this year. It's really very positive. Then we continue on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with films, starting every day at noon and continuing on Friday and Saturday until 11 o'clock at night. And on Sunday, they end at around 6 because we do the final Winnie Awards and announce the winners on Sunday night. And all of that takes place in Brooklyn at the Weiss Cinema. And we have a pop-up gallery there where on Saturday all day long, I'll be from 10 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, I'll be doing these panels talking about different issues, about filmmaking, and lots of other great conversations with the many filmmakers and artists and authors that have come.
Well, I know you always have a wide lineup of films, and the panel discussions are very interesting. And, you know, sometimes the topics get a little emotional for people, but they're all topics that need to be covered about horses and horse-related items. And, you know, there are sometimes the outlets for these horse movies, which are not just like, if you're not into it, it's not just like the old Western where they happen to jump on a horse. I mean, this is about horses, whether it's Mustangs or how horses help people. You get a wide variety of very sincere, and every year the caliber of the filmmaker seems to go up.
You know, it's pretty amazing because we have a movie, Patagonia on Horseback, and so that's a bunch of women that travels across Patagonia, and you get the insight from their perspective. And then we have another, Daughters of the Polo God, that's from India. And here you're talking about women in India that play polo. And then we have the issue type things where you talk about the Mustangs and the problems and hopefully suggested solutions. And that's been a topic that's been talked about for ages, and it's a pretty strong one this year at our Equus Film Festival. So, yeah, and we also talk about carriage. You know, we have one movie about the carriage horses. You know, in our movies, the films could be a half a minute or a minute long, or they could be 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 90 minutes. I mean, these are very diverse, and I think what Lisa and I pride ourselves on is that we have given so many equine filmmakers the opportunity to have a platform to showcase their films.
Right, that's what I was hinting at when I said, you know, there are some avenues. There just aren't as many avenues for these equine films that touch on these really good subjects as there should be, and the entire thing is distribution of the film. You can produce the best film in the world. If you can't get the distribution correct, if you can't get it out in front of the people, then you still have issues. And one of the things that's happened between the film festivals and a lot of the social media is some of these platforms are more available to these filmmakers now than they used to be.
Yeah, you know, I think that by being part of the Equus Film Festival, there's also an education that's happening and a realization when they see Harry and Snowman, when they see Unbridled, when they see these movies actually getting into the movie theaters in general, people are starting to realize that they can make it happen for them. Christmas Ranch, that's on Netflix. Life in the Doghouse, which is one of the features we're going to be showing this year, the horse connection is these guys are horse trainers, but unbelievable movie that's going to be showing 7:15 on Friday night. But when they start to see, and there's a perfect example that was on the Hallmark Channel. But now that these filmmakers are seeing there's a way to make their film happen, and the Equus Film Festival is kind of like the beginning step of that to being showcased. I think it gives them more encouragement. And what's happening is more of them are creating films every year, and they're coming back. There's one woman, Anne Von Trick. She did the Totalist story that has captured a lot of interest. And so she also did something called Amish 2.0. And now there was so much interest at the World Equestrian Games to watching her films. She produced 2 more that are going to be at this year's Equus Film Festival. So that shows you, I think we help to inspire them, to give them a place to showcase their film, and then they go out there and decide they're going to continue to do this and keep working on getting more exposure for the films they already have.
And I remember talking with her a year or so ago, and she is from the Netherlands, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And, it is...
She was at World Equestrian Games.
And she was in New York last year as well.
Yes, absolutely. She'll be in New York this year. She's continuing to work on some of her films while she's in New York. But yeah, she's going to be there, and she was working on 2 films at the World Equestrian Games. So she really maximizes the opportunity.
And that's what it's about. And also, you've got a lot of authors and people with stories to tell who come and set up displays in your area where, they're actually trying to get their story out and get it matched up with somebody who might produce it into a film.
Absolutely. We've got MJ Evans, who's right now talking, and she's going to be on the panel with Frank Callow about that, bringing the story that has been written into a film. And she's been a very successful writer, author, and has been at our film festival for a few years. Then we also have someone else called Heather Wallace, who's got the timid writer, who hasn't approached that film, but tells about what it's like to be a writer just beginning and getting back into it, and then another. So we've got three authors coming this year, which is kind of nice.
Well, that's right. And MJ Evans, I actually did an interview with her. She was also, if I remember right, she lives in either Colorado or Utah or somewhere like that. And
yeah, you're right. She's out west somewhere.
And she was at the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo in Denver, and with her book. And as a matter of fact, I interviewed her, and then I think, and I'm not trying to blow my own horn, but I think I'm the one that said, contact the Equus Film Festival. That was a couple of years ago. And
I bet you were the person that did that.
And she is a huge supporter of the Equine Film Festival, the Equus Film Festival, and what you guys are doing, because it's opened up some avenues for her as well, who had written some good stories and didn't know how to get them out,
The other part of the Equus Film Festival is that not only do we do the major event in New York every year, but we do tour stops throughout the United States, and some of our films are shown at international film festivals. And Marcia Evans is a good example of that. She was at our festival in Camden, South Carolina, which Julianne Neal hosts, and she was there with her books, and there was an afternoon sort of get-together where people came out to a park, and she was there talking to people and signing books, and a very delightful lady. So it gives them more of an opportunity, not only to be part of our annual event where we give out the awards, but also to travel with us to the different locations that we go.
And there are some really good tour stops. I've been a few times to the Camden, South Carolina tour stop. This year I was out in Sedona, Arizona. But you do some really wonderful tour stops, not only around the United States, but as you said, across the pond in Europe as well, around the world. And it brings a lot in the forefront.
American Horse publications, which was nice. It was Wild Ponies of Sympathy, and they do an annual event every year with a lot of the media and equine businesses and services that come to their event. So it was a nice opportunity to sort of let more details about the Equus Film Festival come out, and also to be able to show a film right there to all of these people that have a passion for horses.
Right. Now that's going on. It starts the evening of the 29th of November, this Thursday, and then runs Friday the 30th, and then December 1 and 2. And you're in Brooklyn. Now, where in Brooklyn again are you?
It's the White Hotel, and the films are going to be shown in the White Cinema. And all of the details are on our website. So that's www.equusfilmfestival.net.
Right.
So if they want to know the schedule, we've got the entire program of when the films are going to be shown, the panel discussions, when those are going to happen, and what the topics are, where the welcome gathering is, and the Winnie Award is going to be at the White Hotel as well. So everything, the only time that we have to travel is when we go to the welcome gathering, and the gallery is beautiful. The Wild Horses of Sable Island Gallery, Robert Dutesco does an amazing job with these photos. So we love having, one of our sessions at his gallery. And so this one's going to be in Brooklyn. They also have a gallery in Brooklyn. So, yeah, it's a great thing. So I just encourage you people, if they want to know anything more, that they go to our website. Go
to the website and check it out. Great films airing basically all day long for Friday, Saturday, and, Sunday. Then you get into the awards and those kind of things. But a lot of films. Diana, we're running out of time, but thank you much for joining us.
Love talking to you, Wayne. Thank you so much for having me on your site.
Oh, I love it, and looking forward to this year's Equus Film Festival. That's in Brooklyn, and it's this weekend, starting the evening of the 29th of November, running the 30th, and then December 1 and 2. This time in Brooklyn, but always the main one in the fall is in New York City. Diana Rosa, my guest, one of the organizers. That's the Equus Film Festival this weekend in New York City. Check it out. Well, that's our show. I'm your host, Wayne Williams. Speaking of horses, we'll be back next week with a brand new show. Or join us at speakingofhorses.com.